said, who will marry me? Who will marry me? Who will marry me?
Welcome to Bards Tales. Today we have Neil. How are you today, Neil?
I'm well.
Can you give us a little bit of a potted history of how you started and why you decided to pick up the guitar?
Because my music teacher told me I couldn't play guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah. The school I went to was like a mixture of kids from working class backgrounds and middle class backgrounds, and the teacher we had at the time, he was only really interested in the middle class kids, and I came from a working class council estate, you know, and,
Okay.
And I love music. I was into bands like The Who and The Jam and Sex Pistols and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to play guitar, and I asked him if I could have lessons, because he used to do lessons over dinner time.
Okay.
And he KB'd me completely, knocked me back. He's like, no, you're some scumbag from the estate, you know, I don't want anything to do with you.
Hear that, you're like, right.
And, from that day onwards, I just locked myself in my bedroom at my mum's with a guitar, you know, and started learning. And but straight from day one, really, I've always written my own stuff. I've never really... I do covers, but I wasn't driven really to learn other people's stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it's useful, but... Because you learn more, you know, you learn other people's stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you learn different melodies, different chords, structures, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
How songs are put together, but my desire was to just write my own stuff, really.
Okay, so what are you inspired by the bands you used to listen to then? Is that why you decided to?
Well, my biggest inspiration is a chap called Matt Johnson from a band called The.
Yeah.
And I just loved his lyrical content. He was really deep and profound, and as a teenager growing up, that spoke to me, you know.
Yeah.
I'm really into PJ Harvey as well. I love her sound, spiritualised. You know, bands like that. But one of my favourite bands as well is a Manchester band, The Fall, Marky Smith.
Yeah, right, yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, you actually don't know what he's writing about. None of it makes any sense.
You can listen to it and good.
But what I like about The Fall is there's no other band in the world that sound like The Fall.
Completely
just
different.
Isn't, you know,
every album's
so original,
different.
so unique, and I just appreciate that, you know.
Yeah.
But I was. I played in punk bands really at first because I wasn't a very good musician. It was easy to do punk, you know, 3 chords, distortion pedal, scream into a microphone.
Simple but very effective.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So from probably about the age of 17, I played in bands.
What was your first band called?
My first band was called Psycho List.
Oh, right, okay. Very scary.
Well, it came from I'd come up with the name Kill Cyclist because I used to cycle everywhere, and someone tried to run me off the road one day on my bike, some angry road rage guy.
That's quite innovative, actually.
You know, so I'm like, Kill Cyclist. And then my mate went, what about Psycho List? And I went, yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah, I could
so
do
the
that.
bass player came up with that, so we did that. And I've been in, I've had some obscure names. Marshmallow, Jupiter Moonpig, The Spongy Playground.
Jupiter Moonpig.
Hattie Jakes, was in a band called Hattie Jakes.
Okay.
The last punk band I was in was called AOS, which stood for Ambassadors of Shalom. So
That's great.
Shalom being the Jewish word for peace, and we were far from peaceful, you know.
Kind of juxtaposition.
Writing songs, you know.
It's not bad, is it? How does the songwriting process work? How do you write a song? Does it just come to you, or?
It's just got to come to me, really. It's not something I've ever really been able to force. I mean, I was out this morning, nice and early, walking the dog. Yeah. And I had this idea. I did an open mic the other night in Withington.
Okay.
And some chap got up and he did a cappella, and he did these old sort of Jacques Brel folk songs, you know, without any accompaniment with music, you know, and they're like really gritty old folk songs, you know. He did this thing called The Port of Amsterdam. And it's about, you know, pirates going to Amsterdam and sleeping with prostitutes and things. But, you know, it was really gritty lyrics.
Very real.
And he kind of inspired me, this guy.
Okay.
So I'm out walking the dog this morning, and I had this idea of writing a song about a homeless guy in Manchester.
Right. Massive issue, obviously, in Manchester.
Yeah. I've been homeless myself. You know, I lived on the streets for 4 years. Yeah, well, I moved to, I'm digressing now, but...
It's alright, it's fine.
I moved to Manchester from Chester to pursue a career in music.
Yeah.
And ended up pursuing a career in hard drugs, you know,
okay.
You know, got well promoted in the hard drug career, but I ended up losing everything as a result, you know, I ended up on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to turn my life around, you know.
Yeah, of course. Here you are today.
You know, I'm married now with 4 kids and that kind of stuff. But no, you know, and that's what kind of inspired me to write the song, because living on the streets was gritty, was dark. But, you know, I did get into fights and stuff, and So I wrote a song. At first, it was called "Old Shawnee." Don't know why that name just came to me. It was about this guy called Shawnee who grew up on a council estate. Who, his dad wasn't around, and and he ended up homeless, drug addict. And then I ended up just calling it Hey Ho. Because the chorus worked, Hey Ho,
Right, okay, and change it to that.
Well, it was kind of like this stuff happens in people's lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, it's very real. What would you say is the album that's changed your life? Do you have an album that's changed your life?
I have many albums that changed my life. Soul Mining by The. Definitely. Dry by PJ Harvey. Ladies and Gentlemen, We Are Floating in Space by Spiritualized.
Very nice.
There's quite a few out there. I was into Nirvana, the Bleach and Nevermind.
Yeah.
Good albums,
Yeah.
Nevermind is a masterpiece, but In Utero, for me, was like, there was something about In Utero. It just had that raw, I don't know, I loved it. It wasn't as overproduced as Nevermind.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, actually.
And it was kind of like Nirvana had sort of found themselves and then went into the studio, recorded an album without being overproduced, and that was, for me, that was
like an actual, like a raw,
absolutely. So In Utero is a good album, but there's many, the list will go on, the list will definitely go on.
But they are main ones. From the EP, if someone had never heard of you before, never heard of the band, which song would we listen to? Why?
All of them. Right, okay, well...
that's a big one.
There's a track on here called Daddy, I Was Shouting For You, and that's it's quite a melancholic song, quite a sad song.
Okay.
And it's about a personal experience. My daughter Emily had cancer when she was 2.
Right.
And when she was in hospital, I had to go away for a few hours, and then when I came back, she said those words to me. She said, Daddy, I've been shouting for you, because she was in horrendous pain, She was on chemotherapy, no hair, ripped up to all these machines, just had a kidney and a tumour removed, and lots of chemotherapy, and very, very poorly sick girl. We didn't know she was going to live or die. So, that song came out of that. Daddy, I Was Shouting For You. So, there's a mixture of songs. There's a song on there called Goodness and Love. There's a song called Smile, and then Renegade Monk, which is a bit folky, really. It tells a story, of it's a bit of history, that just reading it in a book one day, and I thought,
try about something like that one.
I'll use that for a song.
Brilliant.
It's about some 16th century monk who rescued these nuns out of a convent, and he ended up marrying one of them.
That's something great to write a song about. It's so different.
Yeah, just
probably catchy. And finally, what is the best piece of advice that you've been given in your whole life, whether it's to do with music or anything?
The best piece of advice ever?
Yeah.
Honour your mother and father and eat your greens.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.